Wednesday, the 22nd of June. Hello, everyone. It's absolutely great to be with you once again. And again, another thank you to our worship team who help us with these reflections every Wednesday. So, look what I have today. It's not very good. So, that was the first one. Yeah, it's supposed to change your voice. My grandson dropped it literally within minutes of getting it, and that's why it's not working properly. But it's meant to change your voice. Maybe it could disguise who I am. You just never know. But that got me thinking about change of voice, or, well, it really got me thinking about change of voice, because on Thursday evening, my sister and I were in Glasgow at the King's Theatre to see Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Now, I love the musical. Now, although you all know that Les Miserables is my absolute favourite, and of course I've seen it 29 times, this was my 25th time of seeing Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So, as you can imagine, I was very excited and looking forward to going to the show. We arrived in plenty of time. We queued up, of course, to get our tickets scanned, which were on my phone. We went into the bar area and paid £3.50 for a small can of Coke. £3.50. Talk about change. And of course, nowadays you have to pay everything by card. They don't take cash. So we wandered over to our seats, and they were great seats. Right stalls, centre of the stage. It was, and I think we were about the fifth row back, and that's the kind of seats I like. So, sitting there patiently, and it was all up there, Joseph and his amazing coloured, and then of course the orchestra started. Well, can I just say, they were fantastic. I could have spent all night just watching the conductor. He was superb. He was giving it loudly, he was just so energetic. But the orchestra themselves, the volume, it was like being at a nightclub with music. Oh, it was so loud. But I wasn't complaining because it was absolutely super. Added to the fact, which was a bonus, the two seats in front of my sister and I, they hadn't turned up because it was sold out. They hadn't turned up, so we did a fantastic view. So there we were. And of course, it all starts with the narrator coming on stage, and she sets the scene and everything. And then things started to change just a little bit because, talking about change of voice. Well, some of the brothers are played by children. And I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. And young children at that. They certainly didn't even look high school age. And then the narrator, she herself played 4 different parts. She played Jacob, the father. She played the narrator. She had another role later on. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I like this. And for me, the biggest change, and because I know every production is different, the biggest change in this one was that they really made it into a comedy. Now, I know Joseph has got lots and lots of funny bits in it, and it's really, really good. However, to me, they really overdid it on the comedy. And yeah, did I like the change? Not particularly. Did I like children playing the parts of the adult brothers? No, not particularly. However, the singing was excellent. The acting was excellent. But the one thing was, of course, it was a much more modern background scenery. It was fantastic. It was amazing. The colours, the vibrancy, it was just amazing. So I really, really liked that. And then, of course, we all know that Herod comes on later on, and of the king, and yeah, he came on, and everybody was going, woo, woo! And I thought, well, he hasn't even started singing yet. But he started singing, and he was very, very good. He was excellent, in fact. So that was okay. It wasn't till later on that we discovered the king was none other than Jason Donovan. And he was very, very good in that role. The chap who played Joseph, he was very, very good also. So overall, I would certainly give it probably 8 out of 10. I still don't like the children playing the brothers. I didn't see the whole point of that. And it just became, as I said, a bit more of a comedy act where they would be, yeah, I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, overall, it was still excellent. And that brought me on to the fact, again, we really don't like change, do we? It's just one of these things. Many of you will know that I now preach on a Sunday at Inverarity Church, which is the village just along the road from Forfar. I preach there from 10 a.m. to roughly 10:40, run out the door, jump in the car, and hopefully get to Eastondold between 10:02 and 5:02, and then start immediately with my own worship service in Eastondold. So Inverarity Church, they're getting accustomed to me now, because that's been about 6 weeks. And they are getting accustomed to me because I certainly have changed things, not realising that I've changed them, because some of the things, well, it's what I've always done, and that's what we do in our church. So I've changed 1 or 2 things, and they've accepted it graciously, which is absolutely wonderful. I've changed something that I do there, that they do, and I've just incorporated that into what I do when I'm there now. So I've had to change and adapt a little bit as well. And they have to get used to me, and I have to get used to them. So that is a bit of change. And the fact that I don't use PowerPoint there, you know, everything is done the old school way, basically, paper and reading it. And I don't show videos, I don't show extracts, I don't play music through it, because they don't have that facility at this time. But you just never know what will happen in the future. But I'm there until the presbytery sort out what's going on. And of course that brings us to presbytery, doesn't it? Because the presbyteries of Angus, Dundee, Dunkeld and Meagle, Perth and Stirling are all going to be coming into one presbytery as of the 1st of January 2023. Wow, 5 presbyteries into one, to be known as Perth Presbytery. So that's going to be a big change for, well, ministers, elders and churches. There's also change going on, as I'm sure you've heard, in the Forfar area. The 3 churches in Forfar, 3 Church of Scotland's in Forfar, and the surrounding areas. We've got the Aberlemno area, Guthrie, Roscoby, we've got Latham. We're all coming together for another meeting this coming Sunday. And suggestions and ideas will be put forth. Things will be discussed that a lot of people are trying to stick their heads in the sand about, because things will be changing quite significantly in Forfar over this next while. I can't say how long it will take, because I don't know. We don't know which churches will be affected. We don't know what will be decided. But more things will be suggested this Sunday, which will then be taken to presbytery to discuss in much greater detail. So there's change all around. So some change is good, we think. Some change can be bad, we think. But change is necessary to keep alive and to keep thriving. Not change for change's sake, because we don't agree with that. But we need to change, and sometimes we need to change who we are and our outlooks. Can I just say, back to that Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? Well, even though through it I wasn't happy with just little bits of it, I really did enjoy it overall. And by the end of the night, I was sort of getting used to the children. So, yeah, we can change. And we just have to take it step by step, because the world changes constantly. We know God is our constant in this life. We know that God is there. It's our constant that we have God with us. However, we have to adapt how we, as people of faith, we have to change and adapt how we can show God in a different light to the many people here in the Forfar community and, of course, across our country, where maybe faith and a life of faith and going to church or being involved in the mission of church is not such a big thing. So let's look ahead. Let's look forward with hope and accept change as it comes. That's all I could say for that one. God bless everyone.